Hey everyone, today we're speaking to Pavel Kulazhanka, Belarusian volunteer who is fighting on the front lines in Ukraine against Russia in the Kastus Kalinouski Battalion. Hi, Pavel.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself? You're at the war right now.
I don't know. I feel perfectly, really. So I am where I am, in the place where I belong to. That's what I feel. And I feel like I am a member of a big family now. A family who is growing stronger and stronger every day. So I feel pretty good. Thank you so much.
So quick question. I know that before the war, you used to live here in New York. So what made you basically abandon everything that you had there and move to the other side of the planet?
I would name this a leap of faith. So that's my actually second leap of faith. It's gonna be probably my next hobby. So doing such kind of leaps. Well, yeah, I left all my life in New York. So I threw away like 11 bags of clothes. So, and, but you know, sometimes you have to stress yourself to grow up. So that's the point. And I have pretty strong motivation to come here and to fight for Ukraine. First of all, this is an understanding that without free Ukraine, there won't be free Belarus, and probably Belarus won't have another chance. And this is probably the most historical moment in the last 100 years. So we're going to use it. And second of all, I have a lot of friends here who met the war in Kiev and in other parts of Ukraine. So, and I just, I'm not able not to take part in this event right now. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm here personally, you know, not virtually. So that's how it goes.
So during these 2 months in Ukraine, what was the scariest thing that you had to witness?
So the scariest stuff that you can meet in Ukraine probably during war is when you come to the places where Russians were located for some time. For when you come to places that were occupied by Russians. So because you have no idea what you can find over there, starting from corpses of young ladies that were killed, that were raped by dozens of Russian soldiers, and were killed after, and up to corpses of young men with tied hands who are getting killed, starting from corpses of domestic animals that were killed without any reasons, just because. So probably the marks of Russian occupation in three words is going to be like this.
My next question, what keeps you going? Is there anything that basically helps you to push through despite all the deaths and devastation and suffering that you have to see?
Goals. My goals. My goals that, I don't know, my goals to come back home. So that the main goal. The second one is to use our chance. So again, this is a historical moment for not only for Ukrainians, but also for Belarusians, for probably Moldavian people, for Georgian people. So, and a lot of us recognizing this moment are coming to Ukraine again, are coming to Ukraine now. So that's what is pushing us forward, and that is what making us, what is waking us up every day.
So we received a lot of questions from our viewers, because obviously people in the West are just trying to understand this conflict, because there's a lot of different information that's coming at us. Most of these questions are military focused. So first question, are the Russian forces underwhelmed by their own inability and inexperience, or overwhelmed by the American weapons?
I would say there is a lot of components missing in a proper defense of Ukraine, such as, for example, anti-air defense. So Ukrainians are right now in a very bad need of, for example, Americans' Patriot systems. So, but speaking about strategic weapons, there is big amounts of regular weapons that are coming to Ukraine right now, but Ukraine is in need of much heavier weapons, such as, for example, tanks, Abrams tanks, so such as anti-air Patriot systems. So these two, I'd probably underline these 2 points. And what else? Well, I read the article of Bellingcat that made a research about how commanders are doing in the Russian army, and they were really surprised that the commander system in the Russian army is very old, is centralized and very old. So, and everyone saw these ZV marks on Russian machines. So for me, I would say that this is probably a mark of that's a sign, first of all, that Russian troops, they were not going to be like somehow manipulated from Moscow. I mean, they have no coordination in between themselves, and these marks are supposed to be like some recognizable signs of their own technique, so to not to get friendly fight. So that's the point. So think about it a little. Think about it a little. That there is a very centralized commander system. For example, all NATO forces and all Ukrainian forces are decentralized, so they are autonomous. They are able to act by themselves only. And but again, Russian army is like I would say the commander system is the same as in, for example, World War II. So that are, from my point of view, the main components. And there probably one more point to underline is that Russian soldiers, Russian army never valued its soldiers. So that's why there are so many corpses of Russian soldiers all over Ukraine, and a lot of them are kept in Ukraine prisons right now. So not in prisons, in camps. So that's how it goes. I think that's the main point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you actually brought up a very interesting point in terms of letters. I don't believe a lot of people actually speak about it because they help themselves to identify each other, but they also help Ukrainians to identify them. How well staffed and supplied are the foreign volunteers? Do you have enough resources?
I would say we are provided with everything from, first of all, officials of Ukraine. So if we're speaking about some kind of weapons, and bullets and all ammo included. But speaking about, for example, uniform, some other stuff that has to have a modern army soldier, we are provided with all this stuff from foreign volunteers. Speaking about people from foreign countries who are willing to come here to fight for Ukraine, that's a question of their preparation, the level of their preparation, first of all. Because if I'm not mistaken, if we're speaking about foreign Ukrainian Legion, there were a big variety of problems connected with the level of preparation. I mean, there were a lot of people from civilized countries who are willing to help, but the help has to be qualified as well. So, for example, if you have a wish only, but you have no experience, and you are not able to get a proper preparation, so probably you can help in some other way from your own country, from the country you live at, from the country you were born at.
So next question is about the losses. I just have the stats in front of me. So Russian losses as of April 20th, according to the Ukrainian side, is about 21,000. And at the same time, Russia reports their losses, something like about 2,000. And obviously, a lot of people are wondering which numbers are correct. What's your take on it?
I think as far as Ukraine has connections with all the countries of civilized world, we have to get the Ukrainian side and to trust Ukrainian media and Ukrainian officials much more than Russians. And this reminds me personally about COVID situation, because as far as I'm not mistaken, COVID numbers from Russia were not supposed to consider true, because there was a big problem of COVID identification in Russia. So I think the same station is with losses. So there is no way to trust Russian government, Russian officials in this kind of information and to consider them true sources.
Next question, we got a lot of news about killings of high-ranking military officials on the front lines, which is not that common for any wars that the US is involved in. And so one of our viewers sent us a question: is it true that Putin is sending high-ranking military to the front lines? Are the reports of the schedules is true, and why is it happening?
I think first of all, there are a lot of problems with, I would say, moral status in Russian army, and that's why high-ranking military commanders have to come there by themselves and to control everything by themselves. That's one point. Second point is that there are still, I would say, plenty of them, so in Russian army. So if for example Ukrainians kill even several dozens of them, there still be, I don't know, several thousands more. So that's also take it is as some kind of, it's not a strategic victory. It's just a small victory, more for Ukrainian people and more speaking more for efficiency of Ukrainian militaries.
A lot of American experts are saying that the war in Ukraine would last up until 2023, or even turn into some kind of war with no expiration date phase, they have in Syria. So Russian army is currently attacking the Donbass, and this is their big thing at this point. What's your take on this situation as someone who is right there? How long do you think the war will last?
Well, nobody knows. That's the only truth I have for you. And But again, let's get back to articles in New York Times and Washington Post that Kiev would fall down. That were articles at the beginning of Russian-Ukrainian Second War, that Kiev would fall down in 72 hours. That was a big mistake. The second big mistake was to consider a Russian army the second in the world, because they are not even in the first 20s. So let's see how it goes, but I think that that was a critical mistake for Russia and a critical mistake for Putin to come to Ukraine, because Ukrainians made, I think, all possible conclusions from the first war. So right now, if we take to consideration also the spirit, very high spirit of Ukrainian people, enormously high level of resistance and plenty of weapons, I think we could predict how long does regular Russian soldier lives on Ukrainian soil. The truth is that the war will last till the last orc will step on Ukrainian soil. So the last one. And probably we'll see, and probably will be the witnesses of the moment when Moscow falls down.
Thank you, Pasha. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you. Bye.